Hello, hello.
Hey, will you tell them they can't hear us?
Everything okay?
You can't hear us. No.
Right, for the start of the stream.
Yeah.
I thought I wanted to save us, but I was stuck in the past. Messed me up, I wanted to hurt. Just give me something that lasts. I think you know what I'm made of, yeah. So where am I in this maze? Paint a picture in vivid color. Can't tell the black from the
And now, here to help you know your number and grow your number live, the Lost Dog Network presents One Lucky Dog with Tom Sosnoff, Scott Sheridan, and a little bit of soul.
Ooh, are you not wearing any pants?
I don't know if you watched the replay. Oh, first of all, go Bears. Got that.
First of all,
Go Bears.
she's a bandwagon jumper.
Yeah,
No,
definitely
I'm
bandwagon
not.
jumper. Did you have
No,
that
I'm
delivered
not.
on Amazon yesterday?
Yeah, what do you mean?
The jersey?
No, this is my
Oh.
daughter's actually.
Okay.
She didn't know whose jersey
She
it
was a
was this
huge
morning.
fan.
Yeah,
She
for
wasn't
sure.
sure.
You're like, I don't know who this guy is.
I don't know who this guy is, but I'm worried.
Williams.
No,
is
no,
that
I know.
Billy?
I know.
Yeah.
Not. Go ahead.
So, go ahead. Let's hear your critique of the Bears game. Because
It was amazing. It was amazing. To be fair, I had been out and I was falling asleep, but my husband and my daughter were like, "Hey, what? You wake up! You have to watch this play." And my husband was like, all the stats. This is 8% chance. This is amazing. You know, so it was very exciting. So then I woke up to watch the end of it, basically, and it was amazing.
there's a
It was
Hellman's,
so
I think it's
exciting.
Hellman's mayonnaise commercial where the boyfriend's there, he doesn't know anything about sports. He's like, oh, good, he touched it down. And the other guy's like, bro, he's for the other team.
Right. I kind of am like that, I suppose. I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, so what does that mean?
Right.
You know, I have to,
Okay, so I'm
to
putting
explain
this.
everything to me.
I'm putting Saturday
My husband and
night,
daughter.
the end of the Saturday night's game, in the list of you have those top 10 sporting events that you never forget, like
Yeah.
where
That's
you were.
Where
Yeah.
you were. I moved.
Agreed.
I was watching in our living room, and when they were down by 10, they kicked the field goal. I'm like, well, it's over, but
Okay,
what?
I thought about you because I'm thinking, would Scott have, if he was
Left
at the game,
100%, I would have
if
left.
he is at the game before the onside kick, there's no doubt in
I was like, let's get out of there, beat the traffic, okay?
okay, because there's no doubt in my mind
Right.
that, first of all, that you would have left. That's number one.
No, it's no doubt. I would have left.
You would have left.
Totally agree.
But the amazing thing to me
Yeah.
was how many people stayed.
How many people did stay?
It was packed.
What's the NFL probability of an onside kick these days? 5%?
8%.
Oh, it's 8.
8%.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. That's what you were saying. 8.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 8% to win the game. At
No,
that point. It's
8%.
Well, because you just can't. Like with the new rules.
Well,
It's
the Bears didn't get one. They gave up one. Remember, they were playing, was it Cincinnati? They didn't get it back.
Yeah.
So I've seen it happen twice here, once in their favor and once against them.
Okay, so listen, this is what happened, right? We're watching the game. I was doing something on my iPad, but as soon as I start watching, the Packers score a touchdown. So I'm like, okay, never mind. I'm not going to watch.
So you're the KOD.
Yes. I'm like, I'm not
Yeah.
going to watch. You guys tell me. So then I was back on my iPad doing whatever, Christmas shopping still.
That's
And
not,
then
that's
they
not a
just
good
kept
mommy.
telling me,
Right.
oh my God. I'm like, see, that's because I'm not watching. So I'm better this
So
way.
that Ben Johnson, he's got the team and the city believing. The fact that they threw that fourth down play
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
a rookie, the guy's had like 8 balls thrown at him all
Yeah.
year.
He has, but to be fair, he lived with Caleb Williams.
Oh, he
So
did.
they're like
Okay.
best friends.
Oh, got it.
And
Well,
he
that was an
practiced with
unbelievable
them.
off the back
He
foot.
practiced with them all
I mean,
winter,
off
all
back
summer.
foot, busted coverage.
Well, that was
but-
amazing.
And, okay, got to get your professional opinion on this. Would if DJ Moore drops that ball in the end zone?
Yeah.
Do they throw a pass interference flag? Guy was draped all over him. His arm was over his shoulder.
Tough call to make at the end of the game. In overtime.
Did you see?
I don't think I call that pass interference.
Did you see the end of the Pittsburgh-Detroit game?
Yes, I watched it. It's a great call. It took balls, but it was a great call. It was offensive pass interference.
It was, but what an unbelievable play that he gets the touchdown, but it doesn't count because it's and then
I don't think that touchdown would have held up. I thought his knee was down.
Oh, you thought his knee was down?
Yeah.
But there was no review.
But didn't need one because it didn't matter.
Right. Unbelievable.
Yeah. But it was an unbelievable ending.
Unbelievable.
But I can't believe I watched that game only because I'm a Bears fan and I wanted them to make the playoffs. It's very hard for me to root for Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers.
What is crazy to think is that at 11-4, so even if they go 11-6, they might not have made the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, there's teams that.
There's
teams that have been, that have won 12 games that haven't made the playoffs before. I think.
No way.
I think.
We'll look that one up. I don't think so. You win 12 games.
Anyway, here's my main point about. Then we'll move on. My main point, and we have. Oh, please, we have a 989 Lost Dog. This is a call-in show, and so fire it off.
We were so excited with the Bears, we didn't say it yet.
But what I was going to say is that there's only a certain
989 Lost Dog.
There's only a certain amount of games where you're like on your couch and screaming.
Yeah.
As a Chicago sports fan,
Yeah.
there hasn't been a lot in football. The last time the Bears had one of those moments was Devin Hester returning the kickoff in the Super Bowl on the opening kick.
That was the end.
That was the end. And that was...
Is this, we're talking the 80s?
05.
No.
It was 05. I think 05 or 6. It was 05.
It was Sexy Rexy.
He returns opening kickoff for a touchdown. And what the coolest thing was, the big screen TV was running at it, so he's watching himself.
He's amazing.
He's watching
amazing. That was the last time I got up screaming for a Bears play. But, I mean, there's been great moments in Chicago sports.
Patrick Kane
winning the first cup.
From the side, where he puts it between his legs. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, there's moments like that. Jordan over Elo is my favorite.
Yeah.
But this was a great one.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
So, anyway.
Very, very exciting.
Let's get to this before. Let's mix it up. Should we go to Jake?
Please remember, our phone lines are open, 989 Lost Dog. But first, Scott, what are the markets doing?
Who cares?
Who cares?
Okay.
Who cares?
Hey, Jake.
We don't care today.
They're up.
Okay.
They're up. They're always up.
Everything's up. I forgot the golden rule.
Hey.
We go up
Jake.
every day. Jake from Maryland. Let's go to Jake.
We're taking...
Mathematics.
Okay.
And I've been putting in, it's annoying sometimes.
That's a load.
All right, what do you got,
So
man?
I've been putting in a lot of work to get all these various degrees and credentials, and I've always been wondering, from an employer's perspective, is there a point where it stops mattering as much how many degrees I'm stacking, or there be a point where the real-life experience, such as internships, would just outweigh doing all this extra work?
Not really. I mean, I'll go first and you go.
Yeah.
Not really. I would say, when you say all these degrees, you're talking about, these aren't all separate degrees. These are just different...
Some minors. So you have
just
two,
different
two
minors,
majors
right?
and a minor?
It is 2 majors and a minor, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for me in the world of finance, the math is probably the most important. I mean, Scott might feel differently, but for me as somebody that would be interested in hiring somebody like you, I'd be super interested in the math. And for me, the internships do not weigh more than your undergraduate experience and your undergraduate degrees, for me.
You're clearly a good student. Stay the course. Get all these degrees.
Yeah.
The internships, it's way easier to get an internship in years to come, or a job obviously, than it is to get the degrees. Get the degrees, really impressive, and to me it shows a wide range of interest and hopefully skill sets. So I don't know, have you had an internship already, or you said you're a junior, so hopefully you've got something set up for going into your senior year. If not, hopefully soon. But I would think that you'd be a really good catch for a firm.
Jake, we would opt, if all things were equal, and I've had this situation before, I have chosen the person with multiple degrees. I was thinking about a kid I hired that had 2 master's degrees, one from Notre Dame and one from the University of Texas. And I chose him over somebody else that had, that didn't have the same level of degrees, because they were pretty equal on everything else. So yeah, for me, it matters.
Okay, thank you. That helps a lot.
All
Cool,
right.
man.
Thanks
Good
for
luck.
calling in. Enjoy the day. All right, so
You too.
let's get to the good stuff.
Let's get to the good stuff.
Well, we're going to get the good stuff.
Well,
but
the good stuff is the callers too.
Yeah.
We love our callers.
Anyway, the markets this morning, S&P's up 30. I sold some up 33 this morning. Haven't bought them back yet. Sold some
Okay,
Nasdaq
yeah.
futures. Sold some Nasdaq futures up 200. Those are the good trades. The bad, I'll give you the good trades first. The bad trades were, I sold some silver last night when it was up 8 cents. It's up $1.30 now. That's not a good one. And starting to sell some of this crazy AI mega whatever. Got short some Palantir, some Micron. I didn't like getting short Micron after the earnings, but anyway.
Well,
did this morning.
I will give you a shout out on a couple calls. You said you were going to wait till today, and you gave a little one of these today. Like they could have them starting today.
Yeah.
Great call. It was a little dicey on Wednesday.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
I agree.
Great call there. And also, you said Micron. I've actually traded Micron the last couple of days, but just day traded it, and that worked out well. Shocked that it was up again. I mean, it was up to 277, I think, this morning.
I don't know. Yeah, something like that. It's
I have-
275 pre-market.
Yeah, I haven't traded that yet, but to me, it's probably time you could sell some upside in there, and I think that's a little overcooked.
How much do you day trade?
It depends on the day.
Too much for his track record.
Yeah, too much for my track record. It depends on the day. I mean, there's days where I don't do anything, and there's days where I can make 100 trades.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is an Ask Me Anything show. 989 Lost Dog. We're going to do this. We want this show to be, the biggest call-in show on business and finance and everything else related. So please, don't hesitate. But we're going to also mix in some questions that we've received over the weekend. We usually from the day before, because we get tons of emails. And so let's read out the first one.
Yeah, so this one says, what are your thoughts on wealth? I guess what I'm trying to understand is, what does Tom think of wealth? How does he deploy it? What kind of risk does he take? And what, with a part of it or all of it?
I mean, I think this question, this was from a really long email, and I just picked out the last kind of paragraph on wealth. But this person was really curious about, because he's younger, but he's been successful, and he's just curious about, how do you think about, because a lot of people think about wealth, they're like, you hear this all the time, well, as soon as I make some money, I'm just going to go live on an island.
Right.
Stupid
Right.
I love
Right.
that.
Yeah,
It's like, no, you're not. Okay.
Of course you're not. Of course you're not. I mean, you watch too many movies. Or a lot of people.
Although, lottery tonight, 1.6
Oh
billion.
my goodness, I know. Tonight, right?
1.6 billion.
I don't have any tickets. Do you get
Tonight.
tickets?
I don't have
We
tickets
should
yet.
get tickets.
I don't have tickets yet. 1.6 billion. If somebody gets the 1.6 billion, I think if you take it up front, it's like 800 million. So let's say you're left with 500 million.
Yeah.
Okay. You might go.
You
buy
might
an
go
island.
to an
No,
island.
you wouldn't. What are you going to do on an island? Seriously.
Hide from all the people who are going to want your money.
Nobody's ever going to talk to you again anyway.
From
That's
the
problem.
No, the
family
good thing
members
is
that come out of the
you're not
woodwork.
identified anymore.
Oh, you're not identified anymore?
No, there was really sad story. Somebody in Australia won, and his child was kidnapped. They killed him.
Oh no.
Yeah. And
I
then
did not hear that.
Yeah, and then I think after that, they've kind of said it's your choice. So if you
Wait.
notice, you don't see people going, I just won $1 billion, because who's going to come out and say?
But I think it
So
depends
you-
on the state. I
No,
know
I-
Florida,
Okay, maybe, but in
Illinois is only 6 months.
what is it?
6 months.
6
To
months
claim.
No. You can be anonymous for 6 months.
Oh.
what? In Illinois?
Yeah. I don't know why.
I don't think so. I'm
Because
gonna
it
look
doesn't
that
make
up.
any
But
sense.
I
honestly.
think it's your
Anyway,
choice.
I don't want to
Go
go
ahead.
way off topic here, but
Fine.
what this person,
True. This person is like, who cares?
right, I'm
I'm
sure
not a
about our
millionaire.
thoughts on our thoughts on lottery.
Sorry about that.
Somebody's got to win.
This happens in trading all the time. Somebody you'll make some money on a trade, right? And you'll go, you know what? I'm just going to call it a day, a week, a month, whatever it is. And what always used to drive me crazy about people that would do something and they're like one-off is just that it's always one-off. Like it makes no sense to me the reason that you had the opportunity to be successful is because you took some risk to start with. Why would you ever stop?
Okay, I think you read the email. I didn't. The way I interpreted this email was once, not to get money, but once you have money, and I think you've answered part of it to say, I want to keep trading. I want to keep doing the things
Sure.
I'm doing. But I think my question, if I'm reading this for you, or someone might ask for me, do we have anybody that we would give money to manage money? And
That's not really what the direction he was going. And I don't
I didn't
use.
say he is. I said that's how I'm reading
Right.
it. That would be a question to say, like, it's your sandbox. If you have, $1, do you want to take 10 or 20 cents of it and trade and let somebody else work with some portion of it, or are you totally against anybody touching yours?
I mean, I'm pretty much against other people managing my money. I like to do it myself. But risk plays a big role in wealth creation for me. And I just love always having risk on the table. Otherwise, I feel like I don't have purpose.
And I'm going to go back to your comment because obviously we completely agree with this. And my dad was the epitome of this. Like, why ever stop? If you
My dad was the opposite, by the way.
Why ever stop if you have the opportunity to make more money and take risk? Why would you ever
Right.
not do it? Now, he was excessive to the point where 2 bankruptcies along the way. Real estate's tough world, but kept fighting back and kept coming back. You say it drives you crazy when people say, if I make X number of dollars, I'm moving to an island. What I laugh at is when people say, why wouldn't you just stop? Like, you got there, just
Of course.
stop. I'm like, but you don't get there by stopping.
Of course. I agree.
And
I
that's
think
the part.
I want to ask, because I feel like the first part of the question, I guess what he says, I guess what I'm trying to understand is, what does Tom think of wealth? So maybe
Yeah,
also is like, what, when do you think you've achieved wealth? Like, what is your parameter or standard?
See, I don't ever think of things like that. I know it sounds.
But other people do.
I know. It sounds a little obnoxious because when you have
Which
wealth.
part? That you don't think about it?
No,
Or-
when you have wealth, that you say, I don't care about money type thing, but I really don't. Like, I only.
That's not true. I don't believe.
Of course you
You
do.
don't think
You
about it.
hate when you're losing in a
definitely-
trade.
No,
Of course
you
I hate it.
No. You care about money. You don't have to think about it,
Yeah.
fortunately, in the way that you did.
I don't mean that way. I don't stop doing things because I already have money. That's what I mean. I don't stop taking risk
Correct.
because I've been successful. I just keep doing it.
There was a performer, I was listening to some jazz show, and they said, when did you feel that you made it?
Right.
And he said, when I could go to a restaurant and not look at the prices. And
That's a good one.
I said, okay, that,
Yeah.
right? Because
of
you're like,
course.
look, most
Well, and I
people-
think that's
most
what
people-
maybe they're asking. Like, what is your
Who goes to a
definition
restaurant
of
and
wealth?
doesn't look at prices,
And it
no
could
matter
just
what?
be without numbers.
I don't care how
Have
much.
you ever not ordered something because recently? Have you ever not ordered something because of the price on a menu?
Well, I'm not like you. I don't have to have truffles.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my God. Here we go.
We have. Hey,
Anyways,
Paul. Hey, hold on a second.
maybe let's
Hey,
take a call.
Hey, Paul. I see you on hold, Paul, but I'm just going to jump to Gomer from India first because it's
It's a long distance.
It's a long
Because it's a
distance.
long distance call.
Paul, I'll get you in 1 sec.
It's
Gomer,
all
what's
set.
going on, man?
So I'm Tom. I'm actually originally from Detroit. I did meet you at the KSP show in Chicago.
Oh, cool,
So my
cool.
question is, yeah.
Well,
my
where are you in
question
India
is,
right now?
I'm in southern India, a place called Cochin.
Okay. All right. So what? How
It's
can we
it's
help?
the southern tip. So
Yep.
my question is, I look at the prices of the rupee to the dollar right now.
Yeah.
It's about 91. Okay. So my story is, I left India in '89.
Yeah.
To do my master's. So
Yeah.
my thing is, India is a continuous threat for providing labor at a very low cost.
Right.
And today, 3 largest U.S. companies have made a $50 billion investment to hire thousands of professionals here. And India is always trying to get H-1Bs. If you look at it, all the H-1Bs are now sold out.
Right.
And then they send about 3 million students every year. When I left this place, there were 4 universities. Now there are 160
Wow.
just in the small town I was. So they're producing talent at a rate never seen in history before, and
Yep.
everybody is hungry to get that dollar. So how does Lost Dog account for this threat for a U.S. worker?
We don't. I mean, at this point, we don't. Here's the cool thing that we're spending. Scott and I are spending a lot of time studying India right now. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and we're fascinated by India and the financial markets there, and like you said, just the insane amount of talent that's relatively inexpensive compared to the rest of the world. And,
computer programming is their first language.
Yeah, you're right. And and so we have actually been really focused on it. And one of the things that we're looking at is just how much government data there is also right now in India to build our lost dog database to really help in that regard, because we don't have a lot of Indian data points yet, but we're working on it. So I'm hoping that within the first 6 months, we will be able to support a bunch of quantitative numbers that will focus on the Indian economy. I mean, it's one of our goals because we have right now, from when we built Tasty, we have a pretty large following in India. I mean, it was our like second largest country outside the U.S. of people watching, and also the growth of the financial space in India. The option trading and stock trading has been ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we have a decent following of let's say 50 to 100,000 people in India. So we feel like we want to service that group, and so we are uploading a ton of information. Hopefully within the next, like I said, 3 or 4 months, we'll be able to provide some information. I think on day one for launch, it'll just be like you and I communicating and us giving you kind of a background of what U.S. jobs are, and you can do the conversion. But we're going to get to India. It's the first country that we're working on outside the U.S. That's the good news for you.
Yeah, I just met a few folks when the $100,000 was slapped by the Trump administration. People are ready to pay that $100,000 here because let's say if they make a salary of $175,000, they will rather pay the $100,000 and still come and work in the U.S. for $75,000 for the first year because they know that they have more potential to make income. So no matter what you do, they will game the system. You cannot, the world has become flat with all this technology. So that's what I'm scared with, U.S. Workers. At least the remote workers or technology workers, they're always on the losing end. Even OpenAI has the largest customer base training AI models in India. They're giving these things for free so that they could collect the data. So they have they have like millions of workers working for them for free because they're testing their AI models. So anyway, thanks for taking my call.
Thanks,
and I'll try to become a member of
Stay in touch. Keep calling in. Okay, we'll stay in touch.
All right.
One of the things that drives me crazy about this $100,000, H-1B visa thing.
What were they? Nothing. Okay, so now we just put $100,000 on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But like I said, how ridiculous is it? Now, the whole concept of a brain drain, to me, like you have this enormous opportunity here in the U.S., and if you have the opportunity to get the most talented people from everywhere in the world, including India, why would you put a tax on that? Because you can? It's the most ridiculous thing in the world. When you think about the things that will drive this economy and that will keep us as
we're going backwards.
We are going
backwards.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. When you shut off the brain drain.
But isolationism.
I understand that. That's my whole point.
Okay.
But when you shut off the brain drain, you're basically encouraging it to walk somewhere else.
No, you're not. Basically, you are. You're telling it to go somewhere else.
Like this guy said, who wants to pay $100,000 tax just to, it's insane. Paul, what's going on? Paul from Lake Forest. Hey, Paul.
Two questions.
Fire away, man.
First one's sort of personal. Your wife asked for Christmas tree lights last year on those 2 trees, and the quote was $8,000. When you were talking about how you value money, how did you justify as far as not satisfying her wish?
Wait a minute, please tell me that.
Wait, what?
Were these
We need this
outdoor
whole
trees or indoor
backstory.
trees?
I don't have any indoor trees.
Wait a
Outdoor
minute.
trees.
Outside, somebody gave you a quote of $8,000 to string lights.
Are they big trees? Like city trees?
Like how big?
Yeah.
Out in the parkway?
No, in my yard.
In your yard?
Yeah.
In your yard?
In my yard.
$8,000.
$8,000?
It's kind of cheap relative.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. You don't.
Okay.
That's the going rate.
8 grand.
in the suburbs. And Paul, if you got a quote in Lake Forest or anywhere else in the suburbs, it's all the same price.
You want to do it? We'll do it for 6.
Done. Done. The two of you couldn't do it for. It would take you guys.
It doesn't matter. We'll get it done.
We'll do it for 6.
I'm sorry, Paul, but I never did it because I didn't care that much, and I don't think my wife did either. But,
Wait, so do they permanently stay there?
Yeah.
And then you can just light them every
Okay.
season?
I'm sorry. We had a tree, not as
Wow.
big. You know the tree that was in my front yard?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe 12 feet high.
Yeah.
Okay. The landscaping crew would come out and they would just do it for part of the whatever winter installation.
You don't even know how much you paid.
That's probably
Paul,
true.
Paul, what else you got?
It was at 8 grand.
Okay, the second question is, I think that I understand the concept of selling both the call and the put because the price cannot be at both places at the same time. But since Tim Knight was always bullish gold and silver, why did you and Tony continue to sell gold call and silver and not just stick with using Tim Knight's knowledge and just sell the puts?
Can't wait to hear this one.
I know.
Paul,
This is making my Monday right now, Paul. Yeah, tell us
Paul,
why.
hey, Paul, it's a Monday morning. You're killing poor Tom here in the morning. But okay, listen. I'm a huge Tim Knight fan. I love Tim. We've been friends since
a long time.
We've been friends since we started Thinkorswim. I think Tim was the first outside contractor that we did a deal with.
Yeah.
When he built profit charts. I met Tim in 2000.
It's the greatest phone call ever.
I met Tim in 2000. I think I've read 5 of his books. I've been on the road with him doing tours. I loved him.
That's right.
But Tim doesn't know any more than you know, Scott knows, Sol knows, or I know. And I'm going to always bet on myself. I wasn't betting on Tony. Tony and I were just doing the same kind of thing. So we weren't betting, it's not like I was fading Tim or anything like that. Just because Tim's bullish or Scott's bullish or Tony's bullish doesn't mean have anything to do with what I'm going to do. So, I'm short silver now because it's strictly a pot odds play. When you think about something that's going hyperbolic like silver has, and it's at record highs, you have to think, is there more opportunity now to play the upside, or is there more opportunity to the downside? Which means if I was to buy silver here at record highs, am I taking more risk to make less money, or do I potentially have the opportunity to make more money playing the downside and taking less risk? And I think I have more opportunity playing the downside. I think I'm taking less risk, and I think I can make more money. So I love the pot odds to the downside. I don't know what silver's going to do next. I just think it's grossly overpriced here.
The one issue is that you always say that you don't want to add fundamentals into the equation.
You're right. I don't.
But if you look over the past 100 years,
Yep.
the gold-silver ratio on average is 100 or 40. So with a 40 ratio over the past 100 years, with gold being at 4,000, that ratio would say silver should go to $100. So yes, you can say you don't know.
I don't like that argument at all, because if you were to do that argument, then the Dow should be 40,000 points lower if you're going to go the last 100 years. What you have to look at is, to me, the recent future is the recent past is what matters, not 100 years back. So I think the long-term average for the gold-silver ratio is actually closer to 45. But when you look at the last couple of years, this is the lowest it's traded at. It's traded as high as almost 120. So from a pot odds standpoint here, forget about the last 100 years. That doesn't mean crap to me. What matters to me is the last 5 or 10 years, and we're right here on our lows right now. So from a trading perspective, love the gold-silver ratio here. Love being short silver, long gold, if I had to choose those two, if I had to choose that spread, or just being short silver. And if you ask the first question, which is, why do you sell the put and the call? Because statistically, it's just a better trade. There's no time looking at any kind of option strategy where just selling the put is better than selling the put or the call.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thanks.
your time.
Thanks,
Thanks,
brother.
Paul.
Okay.
Thank you, Paul.
Love it. I mean, this is a dumb question.
Great.
But I do love Tim.
Great. Well, if Tim saying get along, why would you not get along?
Hey, so funny. I text Tony this morning on the gold silver ratio at 5 o'clock this morning. He was like, "What do you want?" Ben from Maryland. Ben, what's going on, man?
Hi, Tom.
Hey, how are you?
Fine, thank you. This is Benny.
Hey, Betty.
I made
Thanks
it
for calling in.
this
I've been answering a bunch of your emails.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Thank you so much.
Sure. What do you got for us today?
My question today is based on the last email. Should I say actually, nest egg right now is about 13 grand. So I'm thinking maybe my net lick for now should be about half of that. My safest. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Okay, 13 grand your net lick, but let's say half of it, 7,000. Let's say 6,500, 7,000. Okay. Now.
Yes, so I'm thinking in a very calm way what's my safest and most effective strategy to generate that. Remember my weekly pay in the form of combo of dividends and the most efficient options on futures trading. I just put in a trade this morning for the /NFG6.
Okay.
And to my surprise, the Iron Condor was the best deal within the amount I put on Tasty Trade.
Okay.
All the selling naked puts were a bit out of range for me.
What was the underlying? NG, natural gas?
Yeah, natural gas. The micro natural gas.
Oh, micro natural gas. Okay.
Micro
So
natural
anyway,
gas.
listen, I don't know, Benny. I can't say, definitively what would be the best strategy for you, but it sounds like, from our email conversations, sounds like from what you just said this morning, given the amount of capital that you have in your account, which is obviously limiting you to, in many cases, to define risk trades or to, in the futures options world, to something that's, you can do a little bit more in there just because of the more leverage. Just be careful. Just stay small. What you're doing now with Iron Condor or short puts or, maybe an occasional short straggle, it's something that has a lower volatility. I don't know that you can do much else other than that right now with the capital that you have. So I would stick with there's not a best strategy. There's just what makes you the most comfortable. And I think what you're doing right now is pretty good. Let's see how it goes.
All right. So for my dividends, what are your thoughts on GDXY? It's actually, the underlying is actually gold. And I did some research on 5 years, and it outperformed Tesla, NVIDIA, and MSTR.
Yeah, I mean, it has, I don't know what the dividends are in there, but I don't think I'd be buying gold here at these levels. But if you want to, certainly, listen, I can't tell you, like I said, nobody really knows anything directionally, but if you like the play, go for it. Just because it has a history of outperforming everything doesn't mean it's going to continue to. It's a commodity. But that's your call.
Okay, so I kind of see there's a strong fear sentiment right now, and I think that's why it's happening. So I actually sold a put to buy.
Okay, good.
One contract for now.
That's good.
And
well, you're having a good day today.
Yes. So far, so good. I'm so happy I was able to synchronize the timing thing and call in. I did have to wait for a while.
Yeah, we're gonna run now because we got a bunch of people on hold. We have 5 lines, but thanks so much, Benny. Keep calling in, okay?
Thanks for calling.
Thanks, brother. And by the way, we do have 5 lines. We got a couple lines open right now. So 989 Lost Dog, Barrett from Montreal. Hey, Barrett.
Hello, Tom and Scott. How are you?
Hey, we're really good.
Thank you so much for taking my call, first of all. My question is about sort of active trading. and how I can fit something like this, or anyone can, I guess, into their lifestyle. Over the last 2 or 3 years, I've developed an increased interest in the stock market, and I found that my personal style is actually coming to be akin to what Tom actually talked about on an IBD, Investors Business Daily interview, where he said trade little and trade often instead of having massive, very large investments that you sort of don't look at for 10, 15 years. Right. And I'm finding I was already heading in that direction. And when I saw the interview with Tom Scott, it wasn't by Tom Scott, but it was with him. It sort of inspired me that was actually how I first learned about Lost Dog, and it led me to this YouTube series. And my question is, how would you recommend fitting something like that into a lifestyle where you would have a sort of a 9-to-5 job, but you still want to pay attention to the stock market and be able to manage your investments more actively at the same time?
Well, go ahead.
So that from my perspective, that's most of our customers. I mean, we definitely had, a handful of people who are doing this full time, but most people don't have the opportunity. They do have, another job. So one of the beautiful things about options is that you can go define risk. So if you're not able to actively monitor, then you want to be more careful, in my opinion, you want to be more careful about defining the risk. So that would be, verticals, iron condors, calendars, something that's going to give you, limited risk on the downside, meaning, again, if you're going to buy an option, you're limited to what you pay for it. So that's not a problem. But I'm talking about if you're selling something, and which my guess is that's what you're referring to. You do like to sell premium. So if you're going to do it and you can't look at your system all the time, just make sure you're protected.
Hey, Barrett, so I have a slightly different opinion. And you're not the Barrett that runs TD Bank in Canada, are you?
No. That would be amazing if I was, and I probably would not be calling him then, but no, not him.
No, be surprising. He might need to call in. I'm not sure. I think they might have fired him. I'm not really sure. So I can't remember what happened. But anyway, so here's my take on it. A little different than Scott's. First of all, I love the fact that you're embracing kind of the trade small, trade often, because what that really is just law of large numbers, right? You're just playing out kind of a high probability game, just spreading out the risk. But here's the important thing: if you do embrace the trade small, trade often, or the whole law of large number kind of philosophy, what you're doing then is effectively you are managing your risk that way. So as long as you keep your position size small, you can do anything you want. Like you don't have to sit there and watch the screen. Now, the other side to that, so it doesn't really matter what strategy you trade. It just matters that you keep your size small, because that's how you define your risk. That's where I differ from Scott a little bit. But I think from the idea that it's difficult to manage an active trading portfolio and work full time and have a life and do that kind of stuff, I mean, you really get used to it, and I don't think it's that hard. I think you may be overthinking a little bit, because with today's technology, the mobile technologies that you have, all the desktop technology, all the different order types, all the different products you can trade, and from Canada, you can basically you have almost all the same technology available to you that we have in the U.S. I don't think there's any limitations. I think you can do anything.
Okay.
Just my 2 cents.
Okay.
Keep your size small and you can do anything.
Answers.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep on that. Thank you so much, guys, for taking my question and for the answers as well.
Have a good day.
So, good questions today from everywhere so far. Again, we have like 4 lines open right now, so we'd love to hear from you. This is a call-in show every single day. Have a little fun with it.
989 Lost Dog.
All right, let's go to our second question up here from Letters from the Dog Pound.
I was told not to do a capital raise for small amount of money, less than $250,000, because it doesn't look good. What do you think would be a good minimum to target on a Series A round?
It's a good question.
It's a good question.
Yeah,
it is a good question. I think if you're starting off, typically it's not going to be, technically a Series A. You're going to probably do a friends and family, and that would be, the up to $250,000.
No, this person, they've already done their friends.
Right, I'm saying you would start there. $250,000. The problem with $250,000 from the people that we have talked to the amount of work for a firm to make an investment is basically the same regardless of the amount of money. And 250 is going to be way too small of a number for most firms. I mean, unless it was a really small investment firm and they're like, look, we're putting out 250s or 500. So that to me is going to probably be a bigger hurdle for you than what is the proper number. I would think that most people you talk to are not going to be interested unless it's getting closer to, $1 million. 500,000 maybe, but $1 million would be more likely.
Yeah, Scott's right. But the challenge here, see, originally when we were raising capital a long time, at different points in our career, we thought if we picked a smaller number that it would be easier for us to raise capital. And we figured out very quickly was actually you need a bigger number because people that raise a lot of capital aren't really interested in. They're not interested in the law of large numbers. They're not interested because it's so difficult to manage those portfolio positions that they are looking for larger investments. So it is very hard to raise a smaller amount of money. So a good minimum for a Series A round, I agree with Scott, somewhere between, if you're a small company, of course, somewhere between, I guess, 500 and a couple of million, 500,000 and a couple of million. Most private equity firms want to be in that, most venture capital firms, minimum 500, max of between, let's say, 2 million and 5 million. Most private equity firms, it's a minimum of 10 to 20 million and a max of significantly higher. So you've got to be it really depends. If you're going kind of for a smaller, like incubator like money, you might get to the 250 range, but it's hard. Yeah, that's the challenge. That 250 is the challenging number. Getting over 500 to $1 million is a little bit easier, believe it or not. I know it sounds crazy, but it's a little bit easier.
It's a good question.
All right,
yeah, it is. We don't really get that a lot.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, next up. I am a recent college grad with a degree in financial accounting. I recently received a job offer, but it was qualified as an interim role for the first 6 months to see how I do. Is this something new?
No.
We've heard of it.
Yeah, no, it's not
Yeah.
new. It's not new. I think it's becoming much more common.
Yeah.
And because what we're seeing now is there's a shift towards the employers because you have a lot more people looking for work, so employers can be a little more careful. So especially with a role like this, which is a fairly substantial role, they want to make sure they're going to think of it as dating. They're going to date for 6 months. My guess is, again, if it's a quality firm, my guess is it's yours to lose. They're not going to bring you in for 6 months and say thanks, goodbye, unless you don't do a good job with it. So nothing unusual about this. The good news is that, again, assuming that you nail it in the 6 months, the job should be yours, going forward on a permanent basis.
Yeah, this is kind of like a new trend.
Yeah, check it out.
I don't love it. I wouldn't love it. I especially wouldn't love it if I was looking for a job right now as a recent college grad. When we built our companies, we have never taken this approach to offer something on a qualified or limited basis in an interim role to see how you do and then decide to make it permanent later. But we had for in one example of a company that bought us out, this is a platform that they use all the time. They'll hire people on a 3, 6 or 9 month position, and then they'll decide if they want to keep you.
Correct.
The reason I don't like that is I feel it's somewhat disingenuous, believe it or not, and I also feel like it's the same thing as somebody that does a deal but back ends it with how you do, because I think then you're not necessarily all on the same page. You don't have the same motivation. It's just a little different. I don't think it's not my favorite. I don't love companies that do that.
It is becoming much more common.
I know, I just don't like it.
And you can think of it in terms of, if it helps, you could say it's almost like an internship that you're getting paid really well for, and then you just see if the internship turns into a role.
I just don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not, because the firm is
because you never buy in. They never
well,
bought
they're not
into
fully
you.
committing.
Yeah,
they're not fully committing. They're test driving. So, but again, because the labor market has shifted, that firms are able to do this. 2 years ago, I don't think you would have seen this the way that you're seeing it today. And it will ebb and flow, and when the labor market tightens, that will go away, because people are going to grab people and say, okay, you're the right person.
I'm going to go out with you for like
6 months.
3 months, and I'm going to see how it goes.
Okay.
And then 3 months from now, make a decision if you're worthy.
If you're worthy of dating.
Yeah, if I really want to date you or not. How would that go over, Sol?
Not well.
That's funny.
Yeah, but that's kind of what it is. It doesn't,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're dating.
it doesn't make any sense.
It does not make sense.
All right, we'll take one here.
Okay. I am considering a small investment in an early stage startup, pre-revenue. The deal is structured half equity and half debt. I heard you say you don't like debt. Can you explain why?
Yeah, because debt at this stage, you're taking 100% risk. This is whatever, if you put $1 in, you have to think that dollar in a startup is going to be gone. So if you're going to take all the risk, from my perspective, I think Tom would agree with this, you want equity for upside. Debt, even if you got 10%, 20%, I mean, who cares? They're not going to pay you 20%, but let's just say they paid you 10%. It's not worth the 10% return because you have a high probability that this company's not going to make it. Not picking on the company, don't know anything about it, just statistically, it's not going to make it. But in my mind, I think Tom will agree with this, you are entitled to get your upside, your max upside, which is going to come from equity, not debt.
I mean, to me, this is simple. If somebody said to me, listen, interest rates, risk-free interest rates are, 4%, 5% right now, but I will give you 8%, like almost, let's say I'll give you 10%, I'll give you double risk-free rates. I'd be like, yeah, but you are not a treasury.
Right.
This is, why
You're
would
not even half a treasury.
You're not even, this is like a pure shot. I have no idea if you're going to be able to repay anything, and chances are this has to be, if you're considering a small investment in an early stage startup, there is no such thing as equity. And that's why convertible notes and stuff just drive me nuts. It should be all equity. Forget about debt. Debt has no value at all because there's nothing to collateralize that debt. So there should be, if you're investing in an early stage startup, pre-revenue, or even a small revenue startup, equity. You want equity. That's period. All that matters.
Yep, period.
Yeah, you're right. I don't like debt. And now, if you ask me right now what my favorite play is in the markets, I kind of think I'd be leaning towards bonds right here. And bonds are, I think...
You saw 114 puts again?
I didn't. I'm short a couple of 114 puts right now, but bonds, I'm waiting till bonds get under 115. They just traded this morning at 115. They're 115.05 right now. But I think the debt market's one of the cheapest markets out there relative to the stock market, relative to like commodity markets. But that's U.S. Treasury. That's not, Joe Blow's, Joe Blow making hamburgers down the street or whatever else it is. Or what, I don't care what kind of startup it is. Startup should be all equity.
All equity.
And before we go to the next call or the next letter from the dog pound, let's just do a quick little market thing because we haven't mentioned anything about the markets here. S&P's up 32. That's kind of where they were when we started this.
Yep, nothing's really moved.
45 minutes ago. NASDAQ's a little bit lower. Stocks like Apple and Microsoft a little weaker today, but so the NASDAQ's not near its highs, but gold, silver, everything else, Bitcoin kind of up there. This is what we call Groundhog Day. Okay, this is Groundhog Day. Every day, basically the same. All right, let's see what we got here.
All right, my undergrad degree is in finance, but I am considering law school. With the accelerated growth of AI, I'm nervous about the risk-reward relative to borrowing costs. What do you think?
That's a good one because, when you start to think about AI and what professions could AI have the biggest impact on? When I mean professionals, so like professional would be doctors, lawyers, architects, whatever.
Right.
PhDs, whatever you want to say. When you start to think about those advanced degrees, those extra, those 7-year school programs and whatever else it is, I kind of feel like the most potential for disruption is law. Because a lot of law is based on just, ability to do research and for precedent. And I feel like law has the most AI risk of all the professions.
But not disagreeing with that, because you could just say, go look this up, and you don't have to send a clerk to go do it. But we're still going to need lawyers. I mean, we still need
course.
people doing this. And I think for a lot of people right now, they're reading too much into, some people, writing about AI going to be wiping out entire professions, occupations. Just
Oh, no,
gone.
that's not what I'm saying at all.
And that's not going to happen here. So, if you love finance, but you think you want to go into law school, you can get the degree, not minimizing the cost, but you don't know if you're going to wind up using it. You could be using your law degree in finance. So you don't know where that's going to take you. But my feeling is, don't worry about AI. You're going to wind up using it along the way, and just follow your path and see where it takes you.
Well, I think that if you are considering, going to law school, which is great, and you should, and I come from a family of all lawyers.
What happened to you?
I don't know what happened to me. Yeah, I mean, I'm 100,000% supportive of that. What I would think in the process, though, is what I found in the legal profession, which is interesting, is that what to me, what brings more value to us is people that they've specialized in something. So whether it's, if you want to go into law right now, I mean, I think from the stuff that we've been doing, I kind of feel like learning about the digital world. So learning about everything from like a whole digital universe, from crypto to stable coins to whatever it is. I'd really focus on blockchain and stuff like that if I was going to the legal profession. If I had a background in finance. And I think that has a lot of potential in the future. But I mean, listen,
Sure.
I don't know.
Don't be scared.
Yeah.
Right?
Do it.
Do it. Don't be scared.
Yeah, plus when you graduate law school in 3 years, the whole world's going to be different. We're moving at a pace now where everything changes so fast that, whatever there is today, it's not going to be the same thing 3
Will
years from now.
lawyers still be charging for sending an email?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just go to law school. Do it.
Yes, yes, and yes.
Anyway, lots of great questions today. So if you want to send your questions to us to have them read on the show, the best way, Saul, is what?
One lucky dog at lostdog.com, or call us and you can leave a voice message as well
No, send the emails.
at 989-LOST-DOG.
Voice messages drive me
But
crazy.
with the voice message, with the email, you get our response too.
But with an email, we get to put it on the show and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's hard to take voice messages from that. But also, every day we'll do the call-in, 989-LOST-DOG. Please call us up, anything. Nothing's off limits. And like I said, we want this to be kind of the number one call-in show. And we like this format. We are also going to present lots of pieces of research that we do throughout the week. You'll start to see them roll out this week. So we're going to do our Unleashed segments and some rants and everything else, but we're going to do post those as segments rather than part of the live show. And with the live show, we're just going to do call-ins and letters and try to help you, on an everyday basis, and also introduce our software through the live show.
That's right.
Yep. So let's go to, we got a little time here. If you still want to call in, you can, but let's go to the markets.
All right. Not much has changed the last hour. S&P 6920. 21 up 33.34. Nasdaq's 25,678 up 103. Gold 44.67 up 80. Silver 68.93 up 40.
Nothing's crashed yet.
Nothing's crashed. 145 reverse crash. Bitcoin 89,006 up 1,500. Ethereum 30.53 up 54. 10-year 416 and bonds are 115.05. They have not moved.
No, the bonds are stuck in the mud.
Stuck.
Quicksand.
Like, somebody needs to go over and check to see if the machine's actually on. Not moving. I mean, literally.
I don't know how those guys are making any money right now.
The bond pit?
In the bonds. Well, it's not a pit anymore, but yeah.
Right.
I don't know how they're making
People
any money. They haven't had any movement. They have to be trading. Everybody has to be, if you're a commodity trader, you have to be trading gold, silver, or, I don't know.
Silver this morning, the small contract,
Yeah.
pre-market had traded more contracts than ES.
Really?
Yeah, it was 100,000 versus like 90,000 or something.
Really?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I sold it last night up 8 cents, but I bought gold down $20. I mean, that's
Gold was down $20 last night.
on the opening, down 19. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I bought it down. I think I bought the low, but I made the mistake of selling silver against it, so the trade didn't make any money.
It doesn't help.
It didn't help. I mean, I thought I was like a genius. I'm like, wow. And then I waited for silver to uptick. I legged it. I was like, oh man, I got this one. And
And then it doesn't matter when silver just goes up $1.60 or $1.80, whatever.
well, it's so funny when I don't really care about the afternoon games. I'd much rather trade the opening when on the Sunday night.
Oh, that's funny.
Nice.
You know, well, now you get to the point in the football season when like you kind of almost have to trade rather than watch some of these games because a lot of the games don't mean anything.
They mean nothing.
Yeah, like you're going to have.
Who's the quarterback for Kansas City?
Oh, you've never heard of the guy? He's a new guy. It's a weird name.
The rookie?
I don't know. I didn't watch any of the game. Thank God.
And is Mahomes, is he going to be able to play beginning next year?
I mean, he'll be back some point. I don't know.
Wow.
But they're about to break up that franchise.
Wow.
But anyway,
who would have thought? Let's just talk about the Bears again. Come on.
Yes,
Let's
please.
just savor it because it's going to come crashing down at some point in time.
no. This
This is real.
This is real. This is a
Oh,
multi-year.
God. Let's not jinx it.
This is a multi-year.
I mean, I gotta say, it's coaching. Like
Yes.
he's got him going.
Yes.
Up until this year, they just thought they were going to lose. Like, oh, we're going to lose again. We're going to lose again. Now it doesn't matter. I mean, they've come back, being down. It's the final 2 minutes.
That they won't continue. That they won't continue into perpetuity for sure.
Well, because the playoffs teams are better.
Yeah, and the Bears still have a lot to learn, but they're going in the right direction. There's no question about it.
They are going
And-
in the right
Go
direction.
Anyway, let's
Bears.
talk about markets here because we got a couple minutes left before we sign off.
Statistically, into Christmas and New Year's, bullish,
I mean, never sell a dull market.
right? And they're going to be slow, especially because Christmas and New Year's are Thursday,
Right.
right? So that's long weekend. So Fridays are going to be slow.
Well, if
They'll
you
be
think about
open.
it,
the markets
Christmas and New Year's are Thursday, which means
half day this week, full day the 31st. 31st is always a full day. Christmas Eve the 24th is a half day. Markets, talking about trading markets.
I understand, but that means you basically can rule out Christmas Eve, Christmas obviously,
And then
the day
26th.
after,
Right.
Yeah.
Over.
and then we have
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Wednesday of next week. But not everybody hangs out till the end of the day on.
But it is a full day.
New Year's Eve, but it is a full day, and then Friday's going to be dead too, and there's a lot of football.
A lot of football.
A lot of good games too. Anyway, our show schedule, just so everybody's clear for this week and next week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, yes. Thursday, holidays both days, and Friday, no.
Right.
So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week.
We also have a little, actually not little, it's a big announcement for all of our fans who have been asking us relentlessly. Our merch store is finally open.
And you can buy Caleb Williams jerseys?
No,
Oh,
but you can get Lost Dog jerseys. So it is lostdog.threadless.com. Remember, that's lostdog.threadless.com. And you can pick the logo that you want and then choose what you want. We have a
Shirt, jersey.
different options of jerseys,
Mugs.
hoodies,
no,
mugs.
there's no mugs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mugs.
Oh,
You
it
can
says-
put it on a mug.
Oh, you can't put it on a mug?
Yes.
Oh,
We have a lot
You're
of cool,
iced
cool stuff
did you
that
order
we're
one
going to
yet?
be wearing
No.
soon.
But well,
Did you order one yet?
Not yet, but I will.
Okay, well, we got to order one today.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
I think that's our show. So we will see you tomorrow. Go Bears.
Go Bears. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Bye. Peace out.